Let us put ourselves in the presence of our Lord. Heavenly Father, thank you for this evening that we have joined together for a night of learning and fellowship. Thank you for your loving arms that guide us despite of the storm and the squall. And thank you for the opportunity of a joint meeting with our brothers and sisters from NPC Toastmasters Club. As we gather tonight, help us ponder something about glowing up. Help us glow ourselves from glory to glory. Toastmasters being one of your instruments, and you, O Father, being our director as we perform in the stage called life. Father, heal our infirmities, strengthen our soul, sharpen our minds. Let your role takers and speakers be your footstool as we achieve learning from every one of us. And Lord, live in our midst. This we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord, we pray with thanksgiving. Let us now recite the Toastmasters Promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all my speech and leadership projects to the best of my ability, basing them on Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefit Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, and to act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mark. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and friends, especially to our guests and to our new members. I would also like to welcome our club who is also in this joint meeting, the NPC Toastmasters Club, headed by Toastmaster John Francisco.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you, sir, for this. We are honored for this kind of virtual joint meeting. Now, my friends, in this today's pandemic, we learned a lot. Some learned how to cook, some became a plant parent, and some learned some things that they used to do before. And that is something that we called as a glow up. Before we define glow up as something that is very aesthetic, we define glow up as makeups or foundation or something that is putting in our face. But now, in this pandemic, we realize that aside from we have to care to other people, we have to care to ourselves. And that is glow up. We have to glow up this quarantine in such a way that we have to care to our emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual health. And for today's meeting, I know of someone who glowed up in so many ways. If you are her friend in Facebook, you will always see how she glowed when she used to take care of her cats and dog. She is also a dentist by profession, or what we call seasonal ninja or and full-time dentist. And She is the immediate past president of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome this woman with her blush on eyeliner, eyeshadow, our Toastmaster of the night, Toastmaster Jamie Peña.
Thank you, Toastmasters Eddie. Sad to say, I'm not wearing my eyeliner and makeup tonight because I just came up from work. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the joint meeting of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club and NPC Toastmasters Club. So first, before we proceed with tonight's meeting, I would like to introduce the role takers for tonight. As for our role takers, when I call your name, give us a wave, a simple hi or hello, and also kindly correct me if I pronounce your name wrong. First, the table topic master, Toastmaster Mark Wilson Edrada.
Present.
Hello, present. Hello.
Hi.
Our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Armel Gutierrez.
Hello everyone, good evening.
Both of them are from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Then our preferred speaker number 1, Toastmaster Juliet from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Hello. Sorry, I can't see. I'm using my phone. Then the evaluator for Toastmaster Juliet, Toastmaster Pau Pinoon. Did I say it right? From NPC.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Pleasure to be
Good
here.
evening. Then prepared speaker number 2, President John Francisco from NPC.
Present po. Present.
So, then his evaluator, Toastmaster Sedi from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club.
Present.
Prepared speaker number 3, Toastmaster Dan Napalinga.
Napalinga.
Is he present? Napalinga. Oh, sorry. I've been with Toastmaster Dan for several years and I still pronounce his name wrong.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Danilo Napalinga from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And his evaluator, Toastmaster Dit Mabayad from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Is she present?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Ayun, yes. Hello. Then, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Raquel Refugio.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all here.
From NPC. Hello, good evening. Then, our grammarian or language evaluator, Toastmaster Rachel. Oh my God! Toastmaster Rachilda. I usually call her Chi, Toastmaster Rachilda de la Cueva from NPC.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Hello. Toastmaster Chi, hello. Then our account evaluator, Toastmaster GV David from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club.
Present. Present po,
Present,
ma'am.
hello. Then lastly, our timer, Toastmaster Rose Pagya from Meycauayan, our area 63. Oh my God, ano area number na ba? Our area director,
G3.
Toastmaster Rose. Hello.
Yep. Ay, hindi.
G3. Oh,
G3.
oh, nalilito
Tama,
pa
Rose,
ako.
G3.
That's right, G3.
Yes, hello.
G3.
And also, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our guest tonight and also members from Bataan Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Prisma. I saw her earlier. Sorry, I'm using mobile,
Sorry,
kaya
umalis
I
na siya.
can't. Umalis na
Who's
siya.
my
Hello.
left?
And also our guest.
Yes, assignment yung anak.
Hello to our guest. I'm having a hard time swiping my phone.
Okay, Toastmaster,
Yes.
or future Toastmaster, Mia, is one of
Hello.
our guests. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, super excited to hear
Mia?
your prepared to. Yes. Hi.
Super excited
Mia.
to hear your prepared speeches and to be inspired and to be immersed with different types of mindset and at the same time
Turn your
self
video.
growth. So really looking
Can you turn your video so we can see you?
And
like
Malu also is here. Past
Malu is here.
Division Governor Malu.
Yeah, Malu is here.
Yes,
Hi,
hello,
good evening.
PDG Malu.
Yes, good
Evening
evening.
po.
Evening.
Yes, please. Yes, we have our newest member who joined. This is his first Toastmasters meeting as a member.
Nice. Who's that?
Toastmaster Jigel. He's here.
Hello.
Oh, Jig
Yeah,
Suarez.
Jigel Suarez.
Hello
Yeah, I
everyone.
think I saw his name.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Happy to be
Hello.
here. Happy to be
Hello.
part of Toastmasters. Thank you.
Welcome.
So hope you enjoy your meeting, especially the topic. It's very millennial. It's glow up. And also, I think we have another guest.
Yes, future Toastmaster Ira.
Ira, yes.
Yes, hello.
Oh, hi. Good evening.
Hi,
Thank you
Ira.
for having me here. So excited to meet all of
Enjoy,
you.
enjoy.
Yes, thank you.
And yes, and nice to see you, Remy. Remy is the new member,
Our
the newest
newest
member
member.
of Meycauayan Toastmasters.
Hello, everybody.
Wow, we're 22. So, before we start with tonight's meeting, I would like to call our language evaluator, Toastmaster Chi from NPC, to give us the word of the night.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and valued guests. As the language evaluator, it is my duty to introduce the word of the night, and it is amour propre. The meaning of amour propre is a belief and confidence in your own ability and value. It also means self-respect. And an example would be self-love begins the moment we develop amour propre within ourselves. Another example would be when you have amour propre in yourself, you can absolutely achieve your dreams and goals in life. So that's the word of the night, and I hope to hear that from everyone's speeches. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Jamie Peña.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chi. So we have a tongue twisting session. Amor propre. Amor propre.
It's the source of amor proprio.
Yes.
Amor. I hope everyone, especially in the table topics, try to use the word of the night. So, but first of all, what is glow up? So, wait, let me share. What is glow up? So, glow up, according to Urban Dictionary, a glow up is a mental, physical, and emotional transformation for the better. Glow ups can be natural or planned, can be gradual and permanent, or fast and temporary. It is more of growing for the better as a person. But what is the difference of glow up from puberty? Because you usually see this on the internet, right? Puberty hits me hard. So, while for puberty is more of the physical and biological development of a person, like the facial hairs, the increase in height, and the development of the body muscles. But it doesn't mean that you develop your mental or emotional, like you mature mentally or emotionally. And now back to glow up. I believe that glow up can happen in different time of your life, not just during puberty, right? But it can happen in your 20s, like me. It happened after I graduated college. And it can be a state where you started at the bottom and ends up being on the top, like a butterfly transformation. But how do you know if your glow up is complete? According to another article in the internet, a glow up is a glow up is complete when you feel more confident with your transformation, with the transformation with yourself, like being more calm and content with how you look or how you act. How about you, fellow Toastmasters? What is your glow up story? Anyone care to share their glow up photos, by the way? I think I asked Toastmaster Sedi to ask this if you can share a photo of you when you were in your teenage years.
I'm
Okay,
still
for the
looking
start,
for the
I'll share
photo.
one.
Jamie, I'm
I'll
still looking
share.
for that photo.
Oh, dapat supposedly you'll be the first one because you're the president. I'll try to share one because I saw an old photo album when I went home 2 weeks ago. Ugh. Sorry. This is my glow up, glow up, glow up photo. I think I already glow up at this stage. This is my prom picture. My senior prom picture.
20 pounds ago.
I don't think because I feel like I was thinner before. The theme back then was Hawaiian, so that's why we weren't wearing anything formal. We just wear anything floral. Anyone wants to share? Like we have Facebook, maybe
I can share
grab a
one.
photo.
I can share one.
Share. Sure, you can share.
I'll just
Can you
get
screen
my
share?
album first.
Okay.
So I'm sharing my screen
Well,
right now.
oh.
So this is the
So,
picture on your left screen
wow.
was
Oh.
during college. So that's the time when I was about 250 plus pounds, and then I was able to develop a more propre because I was really determined
Oh.
to change myself. And cumulatively up to date, I was able to shed off around 100 plus pounds, and I was just maintaining my weight right now so that I can maintain a healthy lifestyle. So I think everyone can do it as long as they are really determined to change themselves and to become a better version of what they are right now.
That the same person.
That's a wonderful glow up story.
That's a glow up.
Mm-mm. So anyone else?
I
I'm
can
actually waiting
share now.
for
Just wait.
President Sedi.
Nakapahiya.
Steady, go.
Oh, okay. So this
Go.
is me when I was in first year college.
Wow.
Oh my God. This is me when I was in first year college. I am not used to groom myself honestly. I never tried to
Oh.
use powder or any type or something that is something to put in my face. I'm not used to do that. Even until now, I'm just putting sunblock. Sunblock! That's my way of growing up. I have learned today that
I think Sedi gained weight.
yes, I gained weight. Aside from I gained weight, I gained I gained, I gained some many in this picture. But I guess I glowed up not only in physical but also in emotional because emotional, mental, and spiritual. I learned to love myself more in such a way that I prioritize myself because I always believe that before you give love or care to others, you should give care to yourself. And that is what we should do now, especially during this quarantine. That is my hashtag self-love. Thank you.
Yes, hashtag glow up by Sedi. So, anyone, last one to share. I know someone wants to share. I think Toastmaster Raquel
Yeah.
went to get
I
her
just
album.
got this
Oh,
picture in my
Wow.
album.
Juliet
Can you
also.
see it?
wow. Oh,
This is
okay.
my graduation pic when
Wow.
I was in
Wow.
college. You can see it. There is the effect of the light here.
What
Yeah.
year, Rahel? What year?
1990. Yeah. Like Sedi said, love yourself first. With me, be kind to yourself.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice
Thank
one.
you.
Juliet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raquel.
Yeah, I shared it with
Welcome.
Messenger, the chat group, no, but I don't know how to share it here because it came from Facebook.
Oh, wait. I have, ano ba yan? Ayusin mo. Can anyone screen share? Okay. I can do screen share for the messenger. Ay, nakita niyo yung wallpaper ko.
Wow, sino yan? Jamie?
BTS.
Boyfriend ko,
Oh,
joke.
see.
Hindi. NCT here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, Juliet.
This is, yeah, I screen shared the photo of Toastmaster Juliet. Can you share us a few words?
Yeah, I think I was 18 during this time. We had our outing, summer outing with my high school classmates. I was 18 back then. I wasn't so confident. I always thought I was ugly during elementary high school. But it was only when, when someone courted me that I felt, oh, I am beautiful. That was the time that I got my amor propre.
Oh, can I share? Can I share my picture?
Go,
Sure.
This is my picture in college. Graduation picture in college.
What year? What year?
Never mind. Forget about the year. Forget about the year. Mapua graduation in college. That was my picture then. So tiny, so skinny. Okay.
You also gained weight.
So much weight.
Stored
So much
on the photo
so much
album.
weight. No, this is a write-up album.
All right.
Write-ups. Many write-ups. Yeah. In letters to the editors. So that's the only picture, but this is the letters from the editor. Pahayago Bando, I was the one of the writers of Pahayago Bando then. 80s, late 80s. Okay. You weren't born yet. Okay. Thank you.
So now it's 8 o'clock.
So,
Wait, sorry, who's going to
can I
share?
share a glow up as well?
Of course.
Hang on, I'm just getting the link.
Wow, this is an very interesting topic to everyone. Even our guests are sharing their photos. Guests don't usually share too much, or they don't usually talk that much. But I guess the topic's really interesting.
Thank you so much. Just getting the link and sharing my screen. Okay. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
So
yes.
I don't think you can hear the sound, but this is a countdown.
TikTok.
Where's the
Growing
sound?
up, yeah.
Oh.
That
8, 7. 4, 3, 2, 1.
TikTok has
Oh.
an apps, right? TikTok has an apps.
Yes, just a little background for that glow up. As a kid, I was a very rowdy type of girl. I like to have scars on my face, as you can see, and I'm an animal lover. During my puberty time, I had that awkward transition, but now finding my amor proprio as an adult, I learned to love myself and to picture the things that my strength and um discover my strength within and my by self love, and at the same time looking back from where I came from. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. We really appreciate you sharing and also using the word for tonight. So anyone still willing to share their treasured photos?
I think we can share our photos during the break time.
Or maybe on the during the break time. So let us now start the table topics. So as Toastmaster Rose had oriented before at the orientation for the new members, table topics is known as impromptu speaking, in which you have to expound a quotation, statement, or question given by our table topics master, none other than Toastmaster Mark Wilson Edrada from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club.
Hello everyone, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests and friends. And yes, this is the table topic session, as what our Toastmaster of the evening, Jamie Peng, has said. The objective of table topic session is to speak of your feet. It is the impromptu speaking session. And this kind of session for today's episode of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club and NPC Toastmasters Club's joint meeting, we'll be calling it as Say Something About. Okay, we will say something about a person, our fellow Toastmasters, because this is glowing up. As what our Toastmaster of the evening said, glowing up is the mental, physical, and emotional transformation for us to be better. The secondary objective of this table topics portion is to use your imagination by devising with the story, message, and gain. You can develop your prophecy by using the past, present, and future. You can voice out your opinions by using the position, reason, example, position formula. You can sell us our ideas by using the attention, interest, desire, and action. And you, as a speaker, may help us in decision making by using the pros and cons formula. That is the secondary objective of our table topic session for today. What is our primary objective? Our primary objective is to develop a closer bond among our fellow Toastmasters outside our home Toastmasters Club. So we are a company of two clubs, the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club and the NPC Toastmasters Club. I think there's Arthur here from Bataan Toastmasters Club. Now, this is the Wheel of Names. So what is the Wheel of Names? So our game is known as Say Something About. And then there is a name in which we will be saying something about a person who will be pointed by that particular arrow. So to begin with this session, let's use the Wheel of Names operate. So say something about Malu is no longer here, so let's make
Again.
another one round. Say something about Jigs. Okay, let the winner is Jigs. Co-host, can you please spotlight Jigs so that everybody can view him? Okay, that's Jigs. So, fellow Toastmasters, this is Jigs. What was your impression when you first met Jigs? That's the question. What was your impression when you first met Jigs? So I will call here to answer that question Toastmaster GV. Toastmaster GV.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, NPC Toastmasters Club. Personally, honestly, this is my first time to see Jigs. I haven't met him. So I will just rely based on his physical attributes. Right now, I'm seeing him as a intelligent person because he's wearing AI glasses. And I think he's also a well-groomed person. By looking right now, he is he's wearing a proper attire. And couldn't say about his attitude because I haven't spoke with him or accompany with him. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that opinion, Toastmaster GV, about Toastmaster Jigs. And we hope to know more about Jigs as time passes by. So welcome to Toastmasters Jigs, welcome to NPC Toastmasters Club, and welcome to this joint meeting with the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. For a
Thank you,
second,
Toastmasters Mark.
you're welcome. For a second, say something about Raquel. So the winner is Raquel. So okay. The question is, why do you consider Raquel to be your best friend? Why do you consider Raquel to be your best friend? May I call here on stage Toastmaster Juliet.
Hi, Raquel. Where's Raquel?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, hello, good evening, Raquel. I'm Juliet from Meycauayan Toastmaster.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, nice meeting you. This is our first time to meet. This is the first time as well that I see you. But I will consider you as my best friend because I think you are a humble person and you would easily understand me, my tantrums, where will I come from. And I think that you are matured enough to share experiences and all your learnings to me. That's why you will be my best friend. Thank you. Mark.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you, best friend.
This is a good avenue for us.
I love that.
This is a best avenue for us to meet new friends because this is a joint meeting. And why the reason why why I chose Juliet to be the speaker for Raquel is that it's a good avenue to know each other, sharing experiences through chat or exchanging business cards. So that's a good avenue for us because the reason for this table topic session joint meeting is to know each other and become friends because more most of more because Toastmasters here are newbies, so it's a good avenue to be friends with each other. Now, this table topic session or the table topic speeches is timed for 1 to 2 minutes. You may look at our timer's video, and our timer is Rose. Our time manager is Rose. You may take a look at her for the timing of your speeches. Now, for a third one, say something about, let's see, Ira Marie or Ira Marie. You are the winner. Co-host, can you please spotlight on Ira Marie?
Sorry, could we draw another person? She already left.
All right, she already left. Say something about Armel. Can you please spotlight on Toastmaster Armel? Okay. And that is Armel. The question is, imagine yourself being a friend of Armel for 10 long years. Give us your most memorable story with her and what you have gained from your friendship. I repeat, imagine yourself being a friend of Armel for 10 long years. Give us your most memorable story with her and what you have gained from your friendship. Okay. Let us call here on stage Toastmaster Rachilda de la Cuerva.
Toastmaster Armel, I remember that I met you in Toastmasters in NPC. If I'm not mistaken, I met you in a competition in NPC building. I think that was 6 years ago or 5 years ago. And what I can't forget about you is that all those years you are very supportive and you are very loving to everyone, because I remember when I got sick last year when there's the competition, when I was invited to be as a speaker, you were very caring, and you also looked for a substitute or for someone who could replace, because you know that even if even if I'm sick, you took the opportunity that I should still be in a comfort place because I should get well soon. And I remember that you are also very supportive with calligraphy, and also you are very passionate about financial planning, and that's what I really like about you. And you are an overall inspiration for everyone. And overall, I admire you. I know that you are very caring and you are very sincere in everything that you say. So that's all, and back to you, Toastmaster Mark Edada.
Wow, thank you, Toastmaster Rachilda. That was very heartwarming. Of course, most especially to our past area director, Armel. And of course, to the fellow Toastmasters, to our fellow Toastmasters out here who are listening, who were listening to your speech. So thank you for that, Toastmaster Rechilda. Now, say something about, let's see. Okay, the winner is Jamie. Say something about Toastmaster Jamie. The question is, you will be competing with Jamie on the table topics district level in April 2021. What will you tell her? You will be competing with Toastmaster Jamie on the table topics district level in April 2021. What will you tell her? May I hear from Toastmaster Lit Mabayad. Toastmaster Lit, you're on mute.
Thank you, Mark. Hello, Toastmaster Jamie. Well, the competition is just around the bend, and you and I will be competing. And we both know that it's just a friendly competition. Actually, we are just competing against ourselves. Because when you compete, you get better. When I compete, I get better. And it's all that. It's really a friendly competition. What I am excited about is that you are competing with me and we're friends and really we will enjoy it. And I know that just being there in the district level, we know that we're both champions already because we passed through the area contest, right? And so this is what I'm going to tell you, that being in a contest, well, both of us have experienced being in a contest and it's not new to us. Being in this contest, it's something that I would really not forget, because for the first time in my life, I would be competing with you. And that really scares me because I know how good you are. But then instead of being afraid, I think I would just have a positive attitude and consider that competing with a friend is really a really good experience. For a change, I'll be competing with a friend and with someone who is really an inspiration to me. So I think one thing that I would like you to do is this, that you pray for me and I pray for you, and we go to this competition together, knowing and believing that we'll be able to do our best, because the truth is we're friends and we inspire each other. So let's go, Jamie. Let's do it.
Thank you for that inspirational
I
message.
think competing with Tita Lit scares me more.
Thank you for the inspirational message, Toastmaster Lit. And yes, in Toastmasters, the competition is a friendly competition. So we are leveraging on friendship and cooperation. After all, we are thriving on cooperation and not on competition. For our last table topic speaker, let us say something about Rose. So, where's Rose? Co-host, can you please spotlight Rose? The question is...
Ayan ang Rose. On the background.
The question is, do you consider Rose a good communicator or a good leader? Do you consider Rose as a good communicator or a good leader? May we hear from Toastmaster... Is Toastmaster Pau here?
Yes, I'm
Toastmaster
here.
Pau.
I believe that Toastmaster Rose, being a member of of a Toastmasters club is both a good communicator and a leader, because that is one, or those are the characteristics of a Toastmaster. Because as a Toastmaster, you should be able to lead yourself, because leading yourself by completing the programs and the pathways, and by completing this, by leading yourself, you will also be able to develop leadership skills, eventually leading others, probably leading your club, eventually leading a district, and in the future, leading the world of the Toastmasters. And as a good communicator, that is inherent in every Toastmasters member. And again, I believe that not that Toastmaster Rose again is both a good communicator and a leader. Thank you.
All right. So I hope that every one of us will know each other, and every one of us will be friends of each other. So let's keep adding our brothers and sisters from other clubs on Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platform. So let's keep it up. And that ends our table topic session. I turn the control now to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Jamie Pena.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mark. I hope everyone enjoyed sharing their thoughts about each other. It's like, I know this is like a what's that? In the US, they have this like group wherein they ano ba tawag doon?
Focus group discussion?
No, yung parang mental
taking.
health mental health support group. Yeah, support group. Like it's like a support group. What happened earlier in the table topic session. So now let us move to the second part of our program, which is the prepared speech delivery. And for tonight's meeting, we have 3 prepared speakers. For our speaker number 1, she will deliver Pathways Level 3, Reaching Consensus. And the objective of this project is to work with a group to practice reaching consensus. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. The title of her speech is To Be Selective with Installation Sales or Not. The evaluator for our first speaker is Toastmaster Pau Pinoon from NPC Toastmasters Club. Let us all give a round of applause to Toastmaster Juliet Kabatingan from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club.
Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters. So the topic I selected is whether or not to implement a selective installation services in offering roofing, cladding, and decking products. So just to give you a brief background, especially for those who doesn't know me, background of the company, we are engaged in the supply and installation of roofing, cladding, steel deck, roofing materials, allied products, and insulations. And along with that, we offer the installation or the labor part. So right now, our management committee or MANCOM team is overwhelmed with mounting receivables coming from the installation labor or installation or labor services we render to our customers as a component of the roofing and cladding materials that we are supplying and offering. Since this issue concerns different departments in the organization, like the sales department being the one who is offering the products to the customers, and bounded with quota for commission and incentives. So they are the ones that's going to be affected. Also, the engineering department being the one who handles installation, and also the finance department who are collecting after the completion of the project. So we need to reach a consensus whether we will modify our strategy and adopt what I am seeing as an option Well, of course, the issue on implementing the strategy is another issue. So prior to the meeting, I asked everyone to prepare the data and supporting details that we'll be needing in the discussion. I specifically give them a list of everything that is necessary and whatever they can add to make the discussion more productive. I specifically told them, do not come unprepared, please. So I led the discussion and asked each and every one of their inputs and thoughts. I clearly stated that the issue has great effect with our receivables. So the overall sales manager cited her uncertainties, like most of our clients want to transact with one entity only for their roofing supply and installation. If we are going to be selective, we might lose in the battlefield. Also, our sales engineers target sales revenue and might decrease if we will be selective, as it constitutes significant percentage in the revenue, thereby there is a tendency that their incentives and commission are most likely to be lessened. And also the concern on clients, especially the big ones, are after roofing warranty. That is why they are getting the installation from us. Okay, all noted. And then the finance, if we're going to be selective, what will be our terms? Engineering, it might decrease the number of my subcontractors, which could become a problem when we have big projects. So all noted, I told them there has to be ways to address those concerns. Like if the customer really wants our services, then we impose higher price and better payment scheme. For big customers, we can create a special task force like what the COVID is doing, a small group coming from engineering, finance, and sales to oversee the project and meet every start of the week. Or we can impose 90% full payment before mobilization for residential projects. That way, we would minimize the receivable afterwards. Also, to address the sales concern, we can enhance the incentive scheme for other products like Allied, so that those who will not be getting sales from installation will also be motivated in selling the Allied products to compensate for the losses on the installation. With my PT statements, I made them understand that we need to come up with better strategies to address all the issues being raised. But for now, we need consensus to implement selective installation. So everyone was very participative. And the main thing is that at the end of the discussion, we were able to reach the verdict. The consensus was to adopt the selective strategy beginning new fiscal year. On the other hand, being their leader, I could easily impose what I want to implement, but I did not. Why? Because being a leader is not a carte blanche. There has to be consensus since the implementation relies with the whole team. So what I wanted them to know or to remember is that I wanted them to feel that they matter. I wanted to give each and every one a fair bit of chance to air out their concerns and be heard so that they can feel the importance of their roles in the organization. I wanted them to bring out their amor propre. I wanted also, lastly, to impart to them how to conduct and keep a meeting in order, then reach consensus at the end of it. That's all. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmaster. I now return the control to the Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Juliet. I just learned a new word tonight, carte blanche. And the meaning is complete freedom to act as one wishes or thinks best. It's my first time hearing the word. I'll probably use it in the future more than amor propre. So for our next speaker, speaker number 2, the path the speech project is for Pathways Level 1, evaluation and feedback. The objective of this project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The time for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The title of his speech is My Journey as a Safety Officer. The title of his speech, I will repeat, My Journey as a Safety Officer. The evaluator for the second speaker is President Cedi Cortez of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And our second speaker is none other than President John Francisco of NPC Toastmasters Club.
Are you oriented in safety? Or do you practice safety? I have been with safety almost half of my career life in National Power Corporation. I started in the late 90s to be involved in safety. There are many seminars in safety, but no one likes to attend. They say it's not a big deal. So I was always the one to be picked to attend all the safety seminars, mostly in Bagak, Bataan. We have a training center in Bagak, Bataan. So I attend safety seminars there. Basic occupational safety and health, loss control management, defensive driving, disaster management, name it, I have attended it. It was during the late 90s. I was also a member of the fire brigade team of our maintenance engineering center in National Power Corporation. That's in Sucat in Parañaque. I've attended so much seminars, even outside of NPC, the external ones. And mind you, I had many awards then as a fire brigade member or volunteer. We attended many competitions and gained many awards and recognitions. Many competitions by the Safety Organization of the Philippines and Bureau of Fire Protection. I became the corporate safety officer of National Power Corporation in the late 2000, 2008, 2009, because the corporate safety officer resigned then. So I was assigned to act as the acting corporate safety officer. I traveled all over the Philippines. Speaker here, investigation here, name it. And all the fires in NPC, disasters, or spills, I was involved. That was my journey in safety. And then, after a few years, I was invited to become a resource speaker in safety. I became a resource speaker in NPC and outside of NPC. I was invited by San Miguel Corporation, even my classmates, corporations and companies. So I was very lucky then. In NPC, we are few that are involved in safety. What a career in safety. It's a very good career to be a safety officer, a safety engineer, because you will take care of your employees in the corporation. Many things happened to me. I met a lot of people. I gained a lot of friends in safety. I was involved in the Safety Organization of the Philippines. I was one of the members of the Fire Safety Division, and every March, before I competed there, and now I was one of the judges in the fire brigade competitions. Every March, we hold competitions. And then all the oil spills in National Power Corporation, mind you, and disaster management, nowadays or before the pandemic, I'll always have safety talks in NPC. They invite me to be the resource speaker in fire safety and defensive driving, mostly on that two topics. And fire drills. I conduct fire drills. So I have learned a lot and I have met a lot. Traveled all over the Philippines in the different plants of NPC. I was involved. I lectured. I, I, I do safety audits. I do safety inspection. Mind you, it was a very glow up for me in my career. And recently, I was elected as chairman of the Safety, Engineering, and Health Technical Division of the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers. Mind you, that was a very good turning point in my career as a mechanical engineer and as a safety officer. And we had an advocacy to be an occupational safety and health champion because zero accident means you are an OSH champion. Mind you, last week we had the PSME National Conference, and as I am as chairman, we had 3 webinars on COVID-19, on risk assessment, and behavior-based safety. That was my journey, and I'm continuing my journey as a safety officer, and I am truly blessed to share my knowledge, to share my blessings to everybody. That's my journey, and the journey continues. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, President John. I remember Tito John sharing to us on how, before at Pisces.
Yes, how to use a fire extinguisher.
How to use a fire extinguisher. I always remember the ABC.
Yes, and the past.
Yeah, it's there in my head. Now, for our third speaker, he will deliver his project for Pathways Level 4, Manage Projects Successfully. The objective of his speech is to practice developing a plan, building a team, and fulfilling the plan with the help of your team. The time given for his speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and the title of his speech is The Road Not Taken. Again, the title of his speech is The Road Not Taken. The evaluator for our third speaker is Toastmaster Litma Bayad from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And our third and last speaker for tonight is none other than our founder, Toastmaster Dan Napalinga.
Thank you and good evening to everyone. Tonight, I will entertain you. You seem to be surprised. The choice is yours. No, I'm not going to sing. I have the most discordant voice and it is still in the process of tuning. Yes, my voice needs tuning to suit my matured vocal cord of talking sense with nonsense. Not only that, it might trigger a mutation of COVID-19 virus and unfolds a stampede of Toastmasters to finish their Pathways project. Our repertoire for tonight is poetry. We will listen to the poem of a great American poet, Robert Frost. Then we will talk about the uncertain human nature and the problem of choices in life. Tonight's poem is dedicated to all of you, to my friends at NPC Toastmasters Club. I missed you. And also to our incoming new members. We congratulate you for making a good choice of joining the Toastmasters Club of Meycauayan. Not only that, I would like to also dedicate this poem to our past international director, Christine, and to all birthday celebrants of October. You have made a good choice. You have made a choice, and the choice is yours to apply. Welcome to the challenge of choice. Tonight's poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just fair and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that passing there, had won them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden back. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on the way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. You like it? I'm sure you like the poetry. I like poetry and poetry reading for the last 7 months because 65 years old cannot go out. We can only stay at home. And I discovered that writing poetry lets us express our feelings and thoughts on a subject matter, and reading it encourages us to connect and find meaning in our experiences. Do you know that research had been made and found that poetry and poetry reading triggers our emotions, strengthens our brains, and gives us space for self-reflection? True indeed. May I ask you now today, where are you today in life's choices? Are you where you want to be? Are you happy, sad, or indifferent? Where you are right now is a direct result of your choices you have made up to this point of your life. Let's take an example, like our new member, the 3 members that we have. I think they made a good decision. Remy, Mia, and Marie, your choice is correct. You want to excel in communication skills. You want to strengthen your listening skills. And you want to improve your thinking skills. That is what you get in Toastmasters. Your decision is correct. Let's look at the birthday celebrant, Christine. I'm sure that Christine, when he took over the business that his father left her, has made a very, very hard decision on how to manage the business. But look at her now. Despite the fact that she has met a lot of problems, a lot of challenges, a lot of sleepless nights, she is a success. And not only that, she's still youthful. She still play tennis. She still has the exuberance to have a very good physical fitness regime. Christine, congratulations. You have made the right choice. And my good friend, our table topic master, Mark. Mark, I'm pretty sure that the 2 years or 3 years or 4 years that you have courted your wife to be and making a choice to marry her next year is a very good choice. I'm sure you have analyzed what marriage is all about, what making a family is, and what you expect from that build-up of your family. Today, our life is full of choices. Life is a good teacher. We experience and learn from them. Sadly, though, the message doesn't always come through. So we end up repeating the same mistakes over and over until the life lesson finally sinks in. Choice. Making choices in life is greatly controlled by the uncertainties in human nature and the problem of choice itself. The making of choices in one's life depends on taking an established road, which is our experiences, or to take a risky and more adventurous path for millennials. Whenever life gives us choices, we must make the decisions wisely. Decisions must be taken independently without fearing its consequences. Robert Frost was right when he said that choices makes all the difference in life. Good evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dan. We have to make our choice. So that's our last speaker for tonight. Let us have a 5-minute break before we go to the evaluation portion of our meeting. So timer, you can start timing. Timer, you can start timing. 5 minutes break, bathroom break.
All right, let's proceed with the glow up pictures.
Okay, let us continue with the glow up pictures.
I'll share mine.
Yoo!
So these may glow up pictures from decades. Yung 1980s dito is late 1980s ha.
Yun, glow up.
Late
Parang bet ko yung 2000.
This is the 1990s. I was in grade 4 here, and this was what you call this school program. 2000s. When I was model. Joke.
Kala ko sumali ka starstruck, tapos yan yung portfolio photo mo.
Sumali siya ng PBB.
Kala ko that's entertainment.
Ano yung that's entertainment?
Masyado. Panahon namin yun eh. Yun ang amin.
Sila inabutan yun.
Entertainment Friday daw siya.
Inabutan namin eh.
Panahon po namin starstruck, saka Star Circle.
Kami, that's entertainment.
2010s. Ayan, that's mine.
Si Carlo Aquino.
Yeah.
May nagsabi rin. Alright, that's my glow up picture.
Photo.
Glow up.
Pinadala, I think Mart sent that to the agency.
Pinadala niya yun sa portfolio. So anyone who wants to share?
Other one?
No one? How about our guests?
Our guests.
You can grab your picture from Facebook. And also, I'd like to...
We have another guest here, Erwin Serrano. Is Erwin Serrano a guest from NPC or Bataan?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Good evening, Erwin.
Erwin is
Yes.
from NPC.
NPC.
Yes.
Welcome to our joint meeting and welcome to Meycauayan Toastmasters Club as well, Erwin.
Yes, thank you. Thank you po.
There he goes. Yung video niya.
Nasaan ka, Erwin? Nasa kotse?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pauwi ka pa lang?
Yes, sir.
Si Armel, baka meron siyang blow up picture.
Wala, Mark. Ito na lang, personal. Sorry.
Yun ay glow up.
Nag-glow up. Nag-wear ng pink.
Hindi, yung 20, yung yung 2014, yung parang kaka-start mo lang sa yung tahitahimik pa ni Armel sa Toastmasters. Very good. Tahimik ni Armel.
Para sinabi nila tahimik ngayon.
Maingay na ng kaunti. Hindi ako naka-prepare ng pictures eh.
Oo nga, sana sinabi niya, nag-prepare kami, nag-hukay kami sa baol.
So,
hanap pa tayo.
Okay.
Baka si Rose.
Gusto niya change topic? Miss Universe Philippines. Miss Universe Philippines.
What can you say about Miss Universe Philippines? Si Richilda ba yun dito? Richilda,
what can you say about Miss Universe Philippines?
Hindi ko pa napanood.
Actually, napapanood. Sa YouTube meron.
I watched yung questions. I watched the questions, but I'm amazed by how they answered. How good their answers were. I mean, you'll know that they're really beauty and brains kasi with the way they answered. It's really different. Parang I think that's the standard now. That's the peg for Miss Universe, di ba?
Yes.
50 women competing for one crown.
Pero I really like the way how Michelle Gumabaw answered the question. Pero ayun nga, dahil nga may doubt na rin ako na she will not win because yung situation nga with her dad. Sabi ko, baka parang controversial.
Bakit? Ano ba yung situation niya?
Yung dad niya si Dennis Roldan.
Nakakulong.
Yung kidnapping.
Background. So, family background.
Pwedeng kaya siya hindi pinanalo din.
Sama ba yun sa criteria?
Hindi. Pwede kasi maging issue.
Yeah, kasi They're very particular, I think, with the personality of the
Character.
contestant. Oo.
Yung background.
Then, as for Miss Iloilo naman, yung parang alam niyo yung may template sila sa mga regarding sa mga question. Like, may prepared answer sila sa certain question.
Yes.
Yung sinasabi ni Miss Iloilo, yung parang the best president we never had. Parang nagamit na siya sa article.
Si
Miriam.
Miriam.
Miriam. Nagamit na siya before sa article noong 2016 eh. Sabi ko, parang narinig ko na siya. So, ayun.
Parang may handa siyang sagot.
Like kahit anong tanong na about parang person na that inspires you. Meron na siyang prepared.
Okay,
Actually,
guys.
yung Bohol ata ang parang maganda yung answer doon sa about pageants.
Bohol din ang bet because parang 3 yung awards niya eh.
And he gave excellent answers.
It's red na tayo.
It's red.
Yep.
Oh, 5 minutes. Bitin na 5 minutes.
Yep.
Anyway. But you have to be on time.
Sorry. So I'm curious to ask.
Sa Miss Universe, Pilipinas na yan, hindi ako makarelate.
No worry, Toastmaster Juliet. Hindi ko rin napanood. I would like...
Ako, I just watched the last 5 questions sa YouTube. I was just curious about the questions. I think they gave one standard questions for everyone and then different questions for the diba?
Okay, Toastmaster Jamie, let's please resume the meeting.
Okay, let us now resume with our meeting for tonight. Now let us proceed with the evaluation portion of our meeting. This is the last part of our meeting. We are being evaluated for our roles and skills. And the evaluation does not serve as a criticism, but a helping hand to show us which area or part of our speech we need to improve. Whether our stance, voice, or the body of our speech, the team leader for this evaluation portion is none other than Toastmaster Raquel from NPC Toastmasters Club.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be back here in Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. My role for tonight is the general evaluator, and being the evaluator is I will be evaluating the evaluators. And to start with, I have a team for evaluators, and to evaluate the previous portion, the table topics portion and the prepared speeches portion, let me call first our table topics evaluator, no other than the best area director of the year, past area director Armel. Come on down.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raquel. You know what? Every time you utter the words, the best area director of the year, para talaga napapainom ako bigla ng tubig. Anyway, thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Raquel. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My task for tonight is to be your table topics master. And I will be evaluating each of the table topics expounder a while ago. The first one is GV. The question is, what was your first impression to Jigs? GV was so honest in her answer that it was the first time to sew Jigs, and that I saw in him that his description about Jigs was so limited. GV, I suggest you could use descriptive words to describe Jigs on how you see Jigs here on on camera on your laptop. You may mention that, Jigs, you are a millennial. You may say your personal opinion about him, and you could expound those words to describe impromptu on how you see Jigs immediately or as of now. In all, GV, I really like your sweet smile. It is from that sweet smile that I see your confidence. And in all honesty, we missed you because you've been out for a while, but now you are with us tonight, and we are all so happy to see you once again. That would be all. And for our second table topics, and for our second one, Juliet, on to describe Raquel, why do you consider Raquel to be your best friend? You describe Raquel to be a humble person and easy to understand, mature to share experiences and all the learnings. That was really a very kind words to describe Raquel, since it was also the first time you saw Raquel. To expound more on your words on her, may I suggest you find that the commonality between the two of you. You find that common denominator between the two of you, so that in those words or in that commonality, you may describe her more. But in all, you uttered really a very well and accepted words that I know Toastmaster Raquel really appreciated. And the next speaker is Richilda, and the question for her is about me. Imagine yourself being a friend to Armel for 10 long years, and what did you gain from her? Her description about me was different from the rest of you because she knew me personally. And that is one advantage of describing a person, especially if you are somehow connected before. Richilda's introduction was so vivid, was so really heartfelt, because she described very vividly how we first met during the contest at NPC 6 years ago. And then he expounded much more on the descriptive words about me. And that was so really heartfelt. And thank you so much for that, Richilda. For suggestions, since you started with really a very good and challenging introduction, I would also like to suggest to you to give us an ending that could really give us an impact. For example, as I know you, Toastmaster Armel, I would like to see you more, or I would like to somehow see you more to inspire others as well. Parang ganon, Chi. But in all, thank you so much, Chi. I know that you are also a very kind and loving person. And thank you so much, really, for accepting my invitation before when you guest to us as the speaker and as our judge during the contest last time. And for Jamie, you were described by Toastmaster Lit as a competitor. As always, Toastmaster Lit gave us a very friendly description about you and about the contest. The statement was like a real competition to me. Being in the contest, you gave her a friendly advice about the competition. And you've got a very good ending. You said that you will pray for each other, and the description was all about on the positivity. For my suggestion, I challenge you to give Jamie on her strengths or her weaknesses somehow that could really help her improve on the way she would carry herself during the contest. But in all, Toastmaster Lit, thank you so much. You really gave a very wonderful impact when you described Jamie a while ago. And for Pau, the question is, do you consider Rose as a good communicator and leader? And Pau said that Rose was both a good communicator and leader. Pau, what I like about Pau was that he described more on the roles of a good communicator and leader in a Toastmaster. He expounded much on it, much on the communication skills and the leadership skills. What I really would like to feel or to see in your speech a while ago was really to describe Rose more on how you see her as a good communicator and as a leader. But in totality, Pau, I like your diction and I really love how you confidently state your message to Rose a while ago, and congratulations on that. And for our table topics master, Mark, as always, you glow up tonight because you gave us a very unique rendition of your table topics. It is really one way of getting to know each other, especially tonight, the meeting between the Meycauayan and the National NPC Toastmasters Club. You gave us a very unique presentation of really getting to know each other. And you gave also a challenge. The challenge to us is to have an imagination, to describe how we see the person for the first time. And congratulations, Mark. You keep on improving and you keep on inspiring all of us. And that would be it. Back to you, General Evaluator Raquel.
Thank you very much, Pad Armel. That's a very comprehensive evaluation. Evaluation or feedback is a gift, as I remembered Shana Sino said. And I like your giving your suggestions, Pad Armel. Every speakers, you have suggestion for each of them. And I just observe that you said saying that would be all. As I remembered from one of the mentors also, this term, let's refrain saying this, that would be all. And overall, your evaluation is good. And I also remembered when we are giving our evaluation, let's prepare this or let's deliver this as if we are giving our speech. Give your evaluation a strong opening and closing it also with a very strong conclusion. All in all, your evaluation is good, and looking forward for your another evaluation. Congratulations, past area director Armel. And moving on to our prepared speeches evaluation. Let's all welcome our Toastmaster Pinoon from NPC Toastmasters Club to evaluate my best friend, Toastmaster Juliet Kabatingan. Come on down, Toastmaster Pau.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raquel. So can you see my screen right now? I'll be sharing my screen, the presentation that I have made for our Toastmaster Juliet for her very wonderful speech. I actually enjoyed her speech because I think it talked, the core of her speech is about accounting, more on the receivables or how they can implement the installation sales or not, reaching a consensus at the end of her speech. Now again, welcome to the speech evaluation for Toastmaster Juliet Cabatingan EC2. And the title of her speech is to be selective with installation sales or not. Again, this is one of the most valuable aspects of a Toastmasters club because evaluations from our Toastmasters member, our peer Toastmasters, will help us to develop ourselves in our next speeches. In successful clubs, members support each other through evaluations that encourage speakers to continue practicing and learning. Because members who receive thoughtful evaluations feel heard and become motivated to improve. Now let's get to the evaluations of our Toastmaster. First one, Toastmaster Juliet, you excelled at delineating the parts of your speech. This is on the premise that you were able to let your speakers know where is the introduction, the body, and the conclusion of your speech. And then you also have a vocal variety. You were able to express excitement if the statement pertains to something that is very exciting, and you were able to give diction or emphasis on some statement that needs more focus when you are leading your team. And also, I have observed that you were able to use facts and technical terms in order to support the main topic of your speech. Now you may want to work on briefly defining jargons such as receivables, because your audience, I think some of the majority of the audience are not familiar with these technical jargons, as you can see in this slide, such as receivables. So you might want to briefly define them, like by saying receivables are those amounts that were or sales that were already rendered to our customers but not yet paid, like that. And then when I say here, I'm also pertaining to the pitch here. So pitch is one of the non-verbal elements of communications, and we are referring to paralanguage or the paralinguistics, that is the study dedicated to a vocal part of the nonverbal communication. So we have four there: the pace, which refers to the speed; the pitch, which refers to the highness or lowness of the voice; and the volume or loudness of your voice in general. Now, for your pitch, I would like to suggest that you can focus on your breathing and the enunciation of the way you speak, and also using the pitch of your voice that can allow you to avoid monotony and hold the audience interest and add color and excitement to the speech as well. And also, you may also want to work on your strategic pauses. So when we say strategic pauses here, you can see in the slide we have four. So you can use this, the first one, as a short pause, so that can last from half a second to 2 seconds. And that is used for separating thoughts, emphasizing words that was said, or building anticipation for what is coming. Then spontaneity pause, that is used when the speaker is searching for the right words or pretending to reflect on something. And then for the long pause, that can last for at least 3 seconds to a couple of times to emphasize key focus or key statements on your speeches. And the last one here, the pseudo pause. So this is just like a regular pause that is to bring people's attention back to what is the main topic of your speech. And then lastly, to challenge yourself, you might want to consider ending your speech with a call for action, probably asking a question, or just ask your audience what they can do, or what they can do with themselves to relate to your speech, or even, again, asking them for an action that they can do with themselves, or even ending your speech with an impact or with a bang. Then build your speech on clarity rather than complexity and visualization. So this is on the premise that I wanted you to visualize your audience so that you can use the proper words in order for you to engage them more on your future speeches. So overall, you were able to deliver a wonderful speech, and I would like to again congratulate you for that. Back to you, Toastmaster Raquel.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pau. That's a very good and very comprehensive evaluation also. What I like in your evaluation is you quickly prepared a PowerPoint presentation for your evaluation. This is unique and you're so quick. How could I help you, Toastmaster Pau? We have only 2 to 3 minutes evaluation, and to refrain from getting overtime, I have tips for you. Uh, Use this formula, the 3, 2, 1. 3 is for your commendation for the speaker. And I commend your commendations to my best friend Juliet, the 3 commendations for her content of her speech, organization, and delivery. And your suggestions that you were able also to enumerate them, I suggest that so that you could not be overtime, just limit that into 2 only. And for the highlights of your commendation, repeat that. And I like also your format. You follow the evaluation sheets of our new path, and that, as I remembered, as our DTM Christine said, we must, and you pointed this, you excelled at, you may want to work on, and to challenge yourself. And overall, your evaluation is very good, and I envy you because you are so quick in doing your PowerPoint presentation. And now, and let's give a warm of applause to Toastmaster Pau for his evaluation. And moving on to our third evaluator, to evaluate our third speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Dan Napalinga. Let's all welcome our, where's my list?
Ako.
Ay, sorry. And the second evaluator for our second prepared speaker, President, NPC Club, Toastmasters Club President John. Let's all welcome the President of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Sedi.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Raquel. Our journey begins the moment we take single step over those doubts, risks, and some unknown challenges. And for our tonight's meeting, Toastmaster John's journey was as same as, or Toastmaster John's journey sharing of his life inspired me to become better by seeking opportunities despite those doubts and risks. Toastmaster John, the title of your speech reflects on the contents of your speech. Because you did some repetition and that was the word safety, I easily followed what was the speech all about. And the content of your speech a, has transition. It consists of introduction followed by the body and the conclusion. The transition and organization plays a role in speech delivery because it prolongs the interest and the enthusiasm of the audience. And because you gave uh, a an organized speech, I get more interested from the beginning and ending of your speech. Second, I appreciate how you deliver your speech by using simple words. Given the fact that you are delivering a speech which is all about safety, I was expecting for more technical, but it was very good to deliver your speech using simple words because it makes your speech more authentic, not impressing us are that you are well versed in some technical words. On the technical side, I appreciate the framing of I appreciate your framing. Since we are now on a virtual meeting, it was so good that you are just only steady. The camera was very sturdy, and I was able to see how you deliver your speech. Now, Toastmaster John, your journey as a officer has come, but how that journey can inspire us, the audience. Number one, you have to put pauses. I noticed while you were delivering your speech, you were just speaking without stopping. And I was thinking and that made me somehow um that gave me a difficult to interpret some of the words while you were delivering your speech. So I want you to provide pauses when you are delivering your speech because it is one of the advantage when you are delivering a speech and it enhances your speech delivery. Second, I want to hear more of your thought-provoking introduction and not just by giving a close-ended question. You ask us a question which is answerable by yes or no. But it is much better if you could ask us some questions which is an open-ended or attention-grabbing instead of asking us if do you have experience in safety. Why not asking us some questions that will make us think more, like what will you do if you saw a fire caused by a faulty wiring, or how do you hold on to your panic in times of strategies. So at least it gives us some sort of thinking through your questions, not just we are just answering yes or no. And lastly, call to action. Because you just ended your question with your life story, I would like to hear more. How did you learn during that journey? What are those things that you can share with us? What are the takeaways from that journey that you can share with us? Not just by saying the journey continues, but you may give us a call to action to that speech so that it will inspire me more to become better. But and Toastmaster John, thank you for sharing that story because it was an inspiring one, and your journey as a safety officer continues, but I believe your journey as a Toastmaster also continues. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sedi, President Sedi.
Thank you very much, President Sedi, for your comprehensive evaluation to our second speaker, President John. And I commend your evaluation your by supporting your evaluation with a good opening parallel to the topic of our speaker. I commend you for giving the speaker the commendation, the suggestions, and finally, the commendation again, and saying and saying to the and saying and asking the speaker to have his speech a call to action. Toastmaster said, how could I help you? Limit your, because we have only 2 to 3 minutes, limit your evaluation and condense your evaluation into a short one. And so that you could not be overtime also. And I just noticed you said, you uttered the words but 3 times. Refrain from saying but in evaluation. All in all, your evaluation is good and very comprehensive, and I learned also a lot from you on this evaluation to our second speaker. Let's give a warm of applause to our President Toastmasters, Sedi. And moving on to our third evaluator of our third speaker, Dan Napadinga. Let's all welcome our Toastmaster Lead Mabayad from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club.
Good evening to every one of us. I'm now going to evaluate our third and last speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Dan Napadinga. When the Toastmaster for the evening's program recited the objectives of the speech of distinguished Toastmaster Dan, she made mention that it is to establish rapport and cultivate strong relationship with the team. And we are the team, right? And also, one of the objectives is a reflection of the speaker's experience regarding the choices he made in life. I would like to congratulate our distinguished Toastmasters, Dan, because I believe you have achieved the objectives of your speech project. It was an entertaining speech, and personally, and I believe that everyone else would agree, that it was really an entertaining one. Going back, I remember our Toastmasters for the evening, Toastmaster Jamie, introduced you as our founder. Distinguished Toastmaster Dan is our founder. And having said that, you replied to that, or you made a response, thank you and good evening. So that made your opening when you said thank you and good evening. But what I really liked was the second statement you said after saying thank you and good evening. You said, tonight I'm going to entertain you. And that was powerful. That grabbed our attention because suddenly we were glued to you. What is he going to do? Tonight I'm going to entertain you. And then you went on. And when you said, I'm not going to sing, actually, Dan, I was a bit disappointed because I really would like to hear you sing. But when you went on and you said that you're going to read a poem, and this poem is dedicated to all of us, again, you really had that power. You were so good. You made us really look at you and just waited on what you're going to do. And it was a poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. I think I poem when I was in high school, and maybe I have already forgotten about the poem, and you reading it to us tonight really made me remember how wonderful, how significant that poem was. And thank you so much for sharing it. And by reading that poem, that made the body of your speech, The Road Not Taken. Of course, I'm not going to repeat the poem. It would take quite a long time. But part of the body of your speech was referring to the new members as your examples for making the right choices. Just like you and me, we also made the right choice when we decided to be part of the Toastmasters Club. And I am so glad that you were able to remember the new members. You made mention of Remy and Mia, and I think Marie was the other one. And a while ago, we were all listening to one of the newest members of NPC, Jigs. Wow, Jigs, you didn't sound like you're a new member. You were really very good. But having these new members as examples was really a good thing for you to made mention of. And then you moved on to a very powerful person who was Kat Christine Abatemlique, distinguished Toastmaster. Kat was an institution, is an institution of the Toastmasters Club, and how you have made her part of your examples. And having said that, you really were able to weave your speech into from being a new member to becoming one like Christine. And that was really very challenging. As if you're making these new members focus right away. If you become a Toastmaster for the remaining days of your life, then you will become like Christine, because you really got a good example, very good example in the life of Christine. And having this project for an entertaining speech really was a good choice. You thought of poetry to share tonight to make up your entertaining speech. And from the beautiful opening to the body, and then your closing was really a call to action. We were able to have a takeaway because you challenged us to pursue excellence by making the right choices in life. It was really wonderful. But one thing, Dan, that I missed is that you were not able to really share with the group what were the choices that you made in life. That's why you are what you are now. Well, you know, I was really waiting for you to make mention of who you are now. I know you're the president of Green Meycauayan, am I right? Yes, Dan, you're the president of Green Meycauayan. Now I was waiting for you to reveal that to the rest of the Toastmasters who are listening to you, that you made that choice. And because of that, you are really one of the very few significant and relevant people in Meycauayan. Because I hope you don't mind if I said this, but you made mention of your age earlier in your speech, like you are already 75 and you're not going out so much anymore. Actually, during this pandemic, you're not allowed, but you're still dedicated. You're still dedicated to your life, to making a difference, particularly in Meycauayan City where you are a part of. That is very good. And really, although you were not able to say that, I'm saying it to everyone, that we really salute you for being the president of Green Meycauayan. And we were challenged indeed, because you gave us a question at the end. What are the choices you're making? So I stopped for a while and I told myself, well, yes, maybe at my age, I could just say, I have arrived, I'm happy where I am, but that's not the point of your message. Your message was for us to just move on, to keep pressing on, forget about your age, but you really challenged us to be very relevant and very significant by the choices that we make. So Dan, thank you for an entertaining, for a very dynamic speech, for a no-nonsense talk. We were really inspired. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Dan Napalinga.
Thank you.
Back to our general evaluator, Raquel.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Diet. And that was a very good and very comprehensive evaluation. I commend you, Ma'am, because as if you are talking face to face to your audience, and that is distinguished Toastmaster Dan. And I like your background, and you have the proper size of your brain in the on the camera. And for me, you're the best here in the gallery. How could I help you, distinguished Toastmaster Lead? It's so hard for me, and this role is very challenging because I'm here to evaluate my mentors and who is evaluating my another mentor. And because you NPC Toastmaster Club, you Meycauayan Toastmaster Club is the mother club of NPC Toastmaster Club, and now currently the grandmother club of Alab Toastmaster Club. How could I help you? It's so hard for me to say this, but because we have only limited time, 2 to 3 minutes, just limit our evaluation, compress our commendation, and compress also our recommendation or suggestions, and give with a big bang our the highlighted commendations, and to meet our time. All in all, your evaluation is good, and I envy you because you have a good diction of English language, and I envy you also because you are talking as if you're talking as if your thoughts are just flowing from the fall. I commend you for that, and congratulations. Let's give a warm of applause to our distinguished Toastmaster Lead Mabayad for evaluating our third speaker. Okay, moving on to our role takers. Let's all welcome our language evaluator or the grammarian, Toastmaster Chi.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and valued guests. Thank you for this wonderful joint meeting of Meycauayan and NPC Toastmasters Club. We from NPC are very privileged this evening, and thank you again. As the language evaluator, tonight it is my duty to take note of the grammar or germs or gems in everyone's speeches. For the benefit of our guests, germs are the words that we should avoid. Gems should be treasured or remembered. For the germs, I heard the sentence is an ups or is an up. We can say in the future, is that an up or application? Is it an up? Also, the reason why I chosen, we can say the reason I have chosen. We would like to be reminded also of the usage of pronouns. When the speaker is a guy, we should use he, and if the speaker is a girl, we should say she. I also, everyone will be friends. We can say everyone will be friends with each other. Then I just observed that. We can say I just observed that. Also, for I noticed, for the evaluation part, overall, the gems are the gems that I love. Pray for me and I'll pray for you. Toastmasters is a good avenue to be friends with each other. We are friends and will inspire each other. Glow up can happen anytime in your life. Making choices in life is greatly controlled by uncertain things. Choices makes all the difference in life. Also, I would like to congratulate everyone who used the word of the night. Distinguished Toastmaster Juliet Castro, Toastmaster Pao Pinoon, Toastmaster Mia Robles, and also the very unique word of another unique word by Toastmaster Juliet, carte blanche. It means complete freedom to act as one wishes or thinks best. Overall, thank you so much. Congratulations. And let's be mindful of our grammar. And let us all continue to learn and grow together. Let us glow up together. Thank you again for this joint meeting. And back to you, our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Raquel Repuglia.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chi. You're another glow on this screen, and I like your background. How could I help you, Chi, for your language evaluation? We all know that we have a new member here and a guest maybe before giving your grammarian's report, just explain briefly your role as the grammarian. Overall, your grammarian's report is very good and I like it, and congratulations. A big warm of applause to our Toastmaster Chi. And to report the accounters to give us the account reports for tonight's meeting, let's all welcome our Toastmaster GV David from Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Come on down, Toastmaster GV.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raquel. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, valued guests. For tonight, I am the accounter for tonight's meeting. Before I proceed on my report, let me give a short description of my role for tonight. I am in charge to take note of all the pillars such as like us, elongated words, repetitive words, long pauses. Okay, let me begin with our general Toastmasters of the evening, Toastmaster Jamie. For Toastmaster Jamie, 1 2 repetitive words, 1 elongated word, and 1 long pause. For President Sedi, 2 1 elongated word, and 1 long pause. For Toastmaster Mark, 1 elongated word, 2 long pauses. For Toastmaster Rachilda, 3 repetitive words. For Toastmaster Lit, flawless. For Toastmaster Pau, 1 4 repetitive words, 1 elongated word. For Toastmaster Juliet, 2 repetitive words. For President John, 1 repetitive word and 1 elongated word. For Toastmaster Dan, 1 long pause. For Toastmaster Raquel, 5 repetitive words and 3 long pauses. For Toastmaster Armel, only 2 repetitive words. And Toastmaster Lit, flawless also. It might be a usual thing for us not to notice our own small flaws. It is a helpful evaluation that we give this kind of like the usual unnoticed every time we speak, every time we deliver a speech. As the saying goes, life is a never-ending learning. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Raquel.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster GV, for your account support. You supported your reporting by giving your evaluation a good opening and good closing. Congratulations. A warm of applause to our Toastmaster GV. And now let's proceed to our timers report. And this is to be given by our area director, Rose Pagia.
Glowing up is like growing up, like in fruits. So for tonight, let's see who are underripe, just right, and overripe. We started the meeting 7:40 p.m. and then we proceeded with our table topics 8:05. The whole section of table topics was for 18 minutes, which is good. That is on time for 5 speakers. The first speaker, Toastmaster GB, was underripe, 55 seconds. Toastmaster Juliet was also underripe, 58 seconds. We have sweet and ripe timings for Toastmaster G, 1 and 50. Toastmaster Lit for 1 minute and 53 seconds. And Toastmaster Pau, 1 minute and 5 seconds. Moving to our prepared speeches, Toastmaster Juliet, perfect like a sweet mango, 6 minutes and 26 seconds. It's the same with Toastmaster John, 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Toastmaster Dan was overtime, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. If we're going to compare this to a fruit, we can compare this to a grape, and it's an aged fine wine already. Okay, on to our evaluation portion. For the table topics portion, Toastmaster ML is right on time as well, with the whole section 7 minutes and 37 seconds. So that's about a minute per speaker, which is good. For the prepared speech evaluators, everyone went overtime. I'm sorry if this is a fruit, it's banana and it's banana cake now. Toastmaster Pau, 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Toastmaster Sedi, 5 minutes, 39 seconds. Toastmaster Lit, almost a speech over time if it's a normal speech, 7 minutes, 27 seconds. Okay. Toastmaster Chi, grammarian, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. That is on time. Toastmaster GV as the counter is also on time, 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Okay. And my fruit for thought for you tonight would be to edit and pick the juiciest and the sweetest parts of your message so that you can deliver a focused message. And remember that a fruit is bitter before it's ripe or sweet. Good night, everyone. And I'm sorry, Toastmaster Raquel, back to you.
Thank
Good
you
night.
very much, Area Director Rose. Thank you for your timers report. What should I say? Indeed, our time is very important. It said that time is not just gold. Time is a king, also a king, but because time is very commanding. Area Director Rose, your timers report is very detailed, and I commend you because I know this role is the hardest part in every meeting. You cannot even listen engrossly on what you are listening. And you can, I myself, if I'm a timer, I never enjoyed listening because my attention is on my pen, paper, and on my stopwatch. Congratulations for taking your role in this hardest part of the meeting, because I know I experienced it also. And overall, to before giving my general evaluation summary, I would like to commend our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jamie. I like your opening. What do you call this? The anything goes portion. I like it because I know everything is impromptu, but the Toastmasters you called seems are all ready because they are prepared pictures to flash on, and luckily I got mine over there. I comment that, and you have a good introduction of this proceeding, and you were able to before starting this meeting, you have your roll call, you check all the functionaries, all the role takers before we started. I commend you for that. And to overall, tonight's meeting is very exemplary, and I would like also to congratulate our Zoom host, Mark, because he was able to give me the one-page program for my guidance to follow. And to the president, congratulations. I just noticed, referring this president, when I noticed that when you began this meeting, you said, I will be the one to start this meeting. Refrain uttering that word, because you have the authority there to open this meeting, and no need to say that you will be the one to start the meeting. And all in all, this meeting is awesome, and I would like to thank you. And I'm so privileged to become the general evaluator for tonight's meeting. And thank you, and I would like to greet Ma'am Christine a happy birthday, because I heard this from distinguished Toastmaster Dan. Thank you very much, and I'm so glad to see all of you here. And till next time, back to you, Toastmaster of the day, of the evening.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Raquel from NPC. So, I believe that improvement or glow up should not stop with just the physical transformation. And that's why we're here in Toastmasters, to improve ourselves and to learn skills and be confident on how we speak. And learning does not stop just because you're done with school or ACADS. So I hope everyone here in Toastmasters Club continue learning day by day and every meeting that you attend the club. So I hope we also achieve our glow up and the amor propre. I don't know how to use this in the sentence. Now I return the control to our president for some announcements if you have. And also I would like to call how about for those who didn't get to deliver a speech or talk here on the meeting, Toastmaster Mar Libiran.
Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I would like to commend the choice of the topic, that is glow up, because it has many dimensions. Like, it's about self-esteem. It can be about being happy to celebrate your uniqueness as a person. That is why you may be glowing up in your own terms, but your detractors may not see you as glowing up. It is you who can best assess whether you are glowing up or not. And glowing up has many dimensions. In many ways, we are continuing we are becoming. Becoming is superior to being. The better person today than years ago or yesterday. It is a good thing to keep on growing, to keep on evolving and becoming a new person. It's an honest assessment that you are a unique individual with your own set of strengths and weaknesses, your pleasant side as well as your not so pleasant side. But in fact, you are a special creation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mark. How about our guests? Is Mia still here?
Jigs.
Mia?
Let's call him
I'm
Jigs.
still here.
Can we call him Jigs Suarez?
Jigs. Sorry. Wait, sino ba muna? Sorry, ano to, Jack and Poy?
Go ahead.
So, Jigs first before Mia.
Hello, everyone. It's been great to be here. Happy to share this moment with all of you. Of course, with our new friends from Meycauayan. Nice to meet you all. My name is Jig Suarez. I'm in the pharma and fitness industry. It's my official first ever Toastmasters meeting tonight, and I'm really blessed to be with you all, and coming from a place where fear has been lingering in my head. Then I decided to take a leap of faith and join Toastmasters to really improve myself and be my highest self that I can be. So it's really a blessing, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jigs. So, back to Mia.
Welcome, Jigs.
Welcome,
Hope you
Mia.
have sana ma-enjoy mo yung journey mo towards Toastmasters. So, gusto ko lang tanungin, so nagko-consider ka na talaga to sumali, no? So, ano yung pathways na interested kang to take on?
I'm interested in the presentation mastery first, of course. Just to perfect it, because I believe I still got a lot of room to improve when it comes to presenting, and it will really be a great tool for me to start and continue my journey in sales, because I'm in sales. So I want to increase my or better my skill in selling and communicating and persuading. So I want to master that presentation.
Good luck. You can do it. And
thank you.
Like the toast prepared speaker number 3 Don. It is a right choice to be here in Toastmasters. So I guess my comment here as a guest is I really enjoyed that speech because it made me feel warm because it really caught my attention, diba? Hearing a lot of speeches, you just follow the narrative, but this time I feel that I'm part of that speech, and at the same time, all the things that you have pointed out so that you can really deeply entail to me your point was very relevant to me, even at every stage of the speech you shared. So I really appreciate that, and at the same time it was like a refreshing thought because I know that this is a very serious topic, and entailing into a millennial, you know, there's gonna be a miscommunication there, but it was crystal clear, and I really appreciate the advice. Thank you, and I will heed that. So I really enjoyed this experience, and more power to Meycauayan Toastmasters. Thank you for having.
Thank you, Mia. You can join us for another meeting next month. And also
Thank you.
same with all the NPC. You're welcome to join Meycauayan. So how about, I think,
Yes. Has not spoken yet.
Yes.
from NPC earlier, si ano?
Si
Ano
Erwin.
yung pangalan nun?
Was it Erwin?
Hiller. Oo, Erwin.
Left na.
Okay. How about our birthday girl? DTMPC. Let us sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to
to
you.
you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday to you.
Thank
birthday,
you,
Tito Chris,
Tush.
Happy birthday, Tita Christine.
Blow your candle. Walang cake.
Sayang, wala nang
Another
pakain
glow
doon sa
up
restaurant.
moment.
Wala nang pakain sa restaurant pag dinner.
Pa-deliver na lang.
Dinner wala din sa restaurant.
Oh, I wish we're in a restaurant so we can have our birthday dinner. Okay. It's glad we rarely have this get together. I mean, two clubs joining meeting, and I think we should do this more often so we get exposed to each one of us. We learn from each other, and this is really one moment wherein we try not only to learn communication but also to give an accent on our leadership, but at the same time our socialization with each other. We know that we are very much inadequate in terms of in-person togetherness, but through this online platform, we're able to see each other, to communicate, to update our lives, and also to learn. So let us not miss going to Toastmasters meeting, because I think during this time when we are so locked up at home, we have limited activities. This is our only chance to be able to learn, but at the same time to socialize with each other and to really grow and not stop developing ourselves. So I hope that all of you, especially our new members, will take advantage of the learnings and the experiences that we gain in Toastmasters. So kudos to all of us. Cheers to everyone. And let us continue to move on and learn and grow. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So how about from, I think Erwin, Toastmaster Erwin is back.
Yes, Erwin.
Yeah,
Turn your
Erwin
video
is
and say
back.
something. Wala na siya siguro sa kotse niya. Erwin?
Hello.
Turn your video, Erwin.
Hello.
Yes.
Ayun na siya, dumating na.
Yes
So,
po.
say something about the meeting.
Hello po. Wow, nasa labas.
Yes.
Drive siya niya.
I'm still here at Laguna Techno Park. Still waiting for my service. But I'm so
Next time, deliver ka ng speech, Erwin.
okay, sir. I will try. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you can join us next time, November.
Yes. I learn more. Listening the of our fellow. Thank you for inviting me. and looking forward for thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
So, how about our new member, Toastmaster Remy?
Later,
Yeah.
Tess. Let's hear also from Tess.
Yes.
You
And also
for
Toastmaster
the
Tess.
warm.
Remy, I think you're on mute.
I am at the stage. No, I'm not in mute.
Okay.
Okay. As a new member, I am in this stage of taking in, and I did this evening by observing the flow of the program and also listening to the people who gave their speeches. So I'm also taking down notes so that I will remember the the ways how people deliver their messages or their speeches. So I learned a lot, especially from distinguished Toastmaster Dan, who remembered my name, and that is memorable because he remembered my name in his speech. Thank you, distinguished PM Dan. That's all.
We will give you a role on November 10th. Now, Toastmaster Tess. How are
Good evening, fellow
you?
Toastmasters. I've been absent for quite some time
Yes,
because
we missed
I have
you.
a problem physically. I was sick before and I got vertigo. So, yes, I got vertigo and I was sick for 1 week, and then after that, I am always dizzy, so I was not able to attend Toastmaster. But growing up, I think there is a major or impression of transformation, and even in appearance or you have your talent improve. But I think as long as you like or you love what you are doing, because sometimes our appearance do not match what we are. Example, if we are already old and we wanted to look young, it doesn't become us, but because we like it, sometimes we do not give good impression to others. So for us, I think we, as a good transformation, it should be on a glowing up stage or betterment of our personality. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tess.
What a message.
So I think I've called everyone, right? So I would like to return the control to our president because I think he still have some few announcements before we end our meeting.
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, our fresh and glowing Jamie. And thank you, Toastmaster Jan and VP Ed Malu for this virtual joint meeting. It was successful. And for the business portion, we will have a meeting on November 10, 2020 on Tuesday 7 p.m. or to 9 p.m. Let us just wait for the theme. And that concludes my business portion, and I would like to return the control to the NPC Toastmasters Club President, Toastmaster John, for the concluding part.
Okay, so that was a very fun-filling meeting we had. And before we end the meeting, I would like everybody to raise their right hand. This is right hand, rest. And say, we're glowing up, getting down. Okay? Wow, I missed the Halloween costumes we had.
It's
The Halloween
80s.
costumes. Yeah. Before we meet in Meycauayan restaurant, Mark, we were in costumes, right?
Yes.
And now we're not in costumes. Okay. So with that, I would like to end this meeting. Thank you very much, Meycauayan Toastmasters Club and our guests. Thank you very much for a wonderful meeting. I skipped the Ginebra match today because of you. Ginebra lost. Ginebra lost tonight. Anyway, you're more important than the Ginebra match. With that, I now adjourn tonight's meeting. Good evening, everybody.